Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your monthly reading for March 2023. This is for Sagittarius, Sun and Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific, to get more detailed with your reading. Sagittarius, I do this because I love you and I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we're here one-on-one rather than a general spread. Lastly, astrology has been around for thousands of years. It's been very influential when it comes to divination. And so tarot, which came out in the 14th century, every tarot card is assigned an astrological element, a ruling planet. We get really deep when the two are combined, and both astrology and tarot are aligned with the tree of life. Now, this month, Sagittarius, I've been telling you for weeks, this is the big one. This is the big month. March is the big month of the year. It is the biggest month of the year. There are so many aspects. Comparatively, think about February. We had about 15, 16 aspects, minor, major aspects. Double that, okay? For March, double it, almost 30, and some once in a lifetime. Now, if you're into astrology, you know that there are two big things that are happening this month. One, Saturn is moving into Pisces, all right? Sagittarius, this is going to be big for you because Saturn is a planet of life lessons and structure and stability. It's a taskmaster planet, right? We get a little bit more serious about things. So this is going into your fourth house. So it's going to be really interesting because Sagittarius, you're the fun-loving, the adventure-seeking, the explorative sign. And Saturn's going to ask you to settle down a bit. Like build like a foundation and structure and pay attention to, home. Well, not, pay attention, but like be a little bit more serious about home and family and, just the foundations of your life. So you may be even feeling that now. You may be even wanting that, instead of taking, these far-flung trips, 5 times a year. Maybe you may do it like twice a year. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just going to be, there's going to be some, just a little bit more, just grounding, right? A little bit more grounding. But Saturn is, I love that Saturn is going into Pisces. It's a little bit more fluid there, rather than Saturn in Aquarius, which we had for 3 years. And, Pisces obviously is a water sign, so it makes more sense. And this is going to be a 3-year long aspect, okay? Saturn's going to be in Pisces technically 2.5 years because of a retrograde, but we'll just say 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years. Now, the other big aspect is Pluto going into Aquarius. We're going to talk about this a lot later in my weekly readings because it's such a big deal. All right, this is the first time Sagittarius, guess how long it's been? The last time Pluto was in Aquarius was during the Industrial Revolution, the French Revolution, the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It's been about 250 plus years. Okay, so this is a big deal, and this is once in a lifetime. This is an aspect that we are going to experience, okay? We're going to experience this aspect, and it's a big one, all right? Pluto, maybe a dwarf planet, it packs a really big punch. It is very powerful, and it is a planet of transformation, and that's falling in your third house. There's going to be a sense of you, Sagittarius, and again, you may be feeling it now already. There's going to be, the third house does rule communication. There's going to be this need to speak and to, write things that will transform your life. So you may start, launch a website, a blog, write a book, do public speaking, work in communications. I mean, the possibilities are limitless, but it's basically essentially like having this platform and being influential in that platform. Now, the third house also rules siblings, so there could be activity with you and your siblings. If you do not have siblings, it also depends on the relationship you have with your siblings, but there will be some transformation around that, okay? Like there's, maybe a baby being born, or, y'all move in together. There's, just expect that, and, for that to come. And if you don't have siblings, it's, whoever you consider like a brother or like a sister, all right? So even, the third house does rule, your neighborhood. Some of y'all could be moving, okay? Especially with that fourth fourth house activity with Saturn bringing that structure and stability. And then also with Pluto going into Aquarius and the house of neighbors. So there's a lot that's going on in March. I haven't even talked about the other aspects. We have a full moon in Virgo that's in your 10th house of career, fame, public recognition, achievements. We have Venus going into Taurus, which is huge. Venus is in its domicile. It's the ruling planet of Taurus. So this is passion. This is love. There's so much goodness with that. It feels good to feel good. We have a new moon in Aries. We're moving into Aries season. That new moon in Aries is really powerful. And actually, the full moon and the new moon, they both, when you look at all the alignments, the math of where everything is planetary wise, this is the perfect month to launch new projects, launch new careers, start new relationships. There's honestly, with all this Saturn activity too, there's a lot of this is a month of starting something to build long-term potential, think long-term, okay? Long-term possibilities, long shelf life, all of that. Mars is going into Cancer. This is such a big month. So let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Before I even start your reading, I need to tell you something, Sagittarius. I need you to stop everything, drop everything. I need you to mark March 1st on your calendar. All right? Do it now. Do it now. Venus, you're going to love this. Venus is conjuncting Jupiter that day. All right? And so not only is this the best day of the month, it is one of the best days of the year. It's a rare aspect. Venus, a planet of love, money, sex, pleasure, everything, everything that Venus rules, right, is known for. And then Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, good luck, prosperity, profit. They're basically like hugging in the sky, and this is just going to be a wonderful day. You may feel it the day before, the day of, the day after, but just mark March 1st. It's an amazing day, and they're both, Venus and Jupiter will be in Aries. Okay, that's a fellow fire sign, so you will feel a lot of that. All right, you will feel a lot of that. So lastly, if you are new to my channel, I do leave all the key astrological dates in the description box if you want to follow along. And remember to stay tuned to the end, because after your spread, I break it down week by week. I pull more cards to give you an idea of what to expect every week. And I do that in addition to my weekly readings. So, Sagittarius, let's go ahead. Let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for March 2023. Now, Sagittarius, what's really interesting is that, and if you watch my weeklies and, the readings that I've been doing for you, it has been a good month. This has been like the best year. The past few months have been like the best for love for you in terms of partnerships too. Okay, because Jupiter is in your 5th house of pleasure and love. Okay, as well as procreation. So you could have had kids, could be thinking about having kids, or if you already have kids, just just a lot of goodness, a lot of just feeling good in that area. But then Mars and Gemini's in your 7th house of partnerships. That's amazing. All right. A lot of activity there too. And so I don't want you to think just love. I want you to think career as well. Okay. So this could be, you could be feeling it. You could have got a new job. You could have found a new boss. You could have, partnered with a new company. If you're an entrepreneur, there's so many, but just think partnership activity, but also like pleasure, just feeling really good. So I really love that for you. So we are going to be feeling that. And then with the transits that are happening, you may be getting married, you may be, taking these relationships to the next level. So let's go ahead and get started, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on for you. Wow. All right, so let's get started. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Oh wow. Okay, so You did get the Ace of Wands. So something came through, something new, something that was great, something that, for a lot of Sagittarians, there's a lot of new relationship activity here. It's insane. A lot of new, you could have actually met someone new. You could have had a new person come through, was the biggest energy that came through. But also, there are Sagittarians where it will relate to career again. Okay. Now, it could also just be some sort of passion, something that came through that you were really passionate about. All right. So let's think, something that you want to start, something that you want to launch, something that you're really passionate about, something that you want to learn. But there's something that could have come through recently. And it could also, in addition to being, a new partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, right? Just relationship, romance, career-wise as well, even if you have your own company, maybe a new client, but there's a lot of that new energy with that Ace of Wands, all right? The Hand of Spirit offering you this, the biggest wand in the deck. So this is really great. And it's when I say it's great, it's great. Now, you did get the Two of Cups in the heart of your spread. This is going to be an amazing month for you, and this is going to be a month with a lot of love. And again, when I say love, both romance and career and all your passions, but at the end of the day, this is the card of love. This is two becoming one. This is the soulmate card. This is the twin flame card. This is honestly... This is love transcending time and space itself. I say that all the time. You can see the caduceus in the middle, the two serpents going up. It's that alchemical symbol. The rod, if you're into yoga, you would know that. It's from the base of your spine going up through all 7 chakras to divineness, right? This is, you're good. And so already just, what I said earlier with all this activity, with partnerships, with all this activity, with pleasure, with all this activity, it's already, the synchronicity astrologically that's happening here in your spread is pretty unique, and it's amazing. And this is going to be a big month of love for you. Again, if you're not here for relationships in terms of romance, career, okay? Career, big time. It could even be like BFF energy, like I said that earlier, just someone that you consider like a brother or a sister. And if you are in a relationship, just wow, taking it to the next level. Remember, Venus is going into Taurus. That is love to the 3,100,000th degree. Does that even exist? I don't even know. To infinity and beyond. All right. Now, here's the interesting thing. You did get the Three of Swords in your heart. It's the heartbreak card. You got in your challenge area. It's the breakthrough area. So this month there could be something that is going to be heartbreaking. Okay. There could be something that is going to make you feel a little bit of like sorrow and grief, and it could have to do with this relationship. Now, it's something that here's the thing. You do see it is an enlarged heart. It's not the most like, nobody wants to see this in their thread. However, it came up in your challenge area, crossing the Two of Cups. So one thing that I want you to, okay, so let me tell you this, okay? One thing that I want you to do, 2 things I actually want you to do. 1, I want you to open your heart up. There's an element of fear that's coming up, an energy that's coming up. And if you are, and that happens, right? If let's say you did meet someone new, and now things are getting heavy, and now things are getting good, and now and that person asks you to move in, or that person asks you proposal or whatever. Sometimes there's that fear of like, oh my gosh, what's next? Like, what's going? So I don't want you to have that energy, especially because you got all these cups. Okay, so keep that, your heart open in terms of that. But secondly, it's also even though it's the heartbreak card, it's still a sword suit. Okay, so what's happening here is eventually going to go up here, and we don't want that to happen for you. So whatever you're feeling now, that is, it's almost like there's going to be some sort of heartbreak this month, but it's not going to be something that is it's something that you don't want to basically it's going to be something that you don't want to have impact on this love that's happening, right? So it could be all in your head, and that's why I say let's open your heart and before it gets up here, okay? Because then things get a little messy, right? And you start thinking about things and worrying about things, and then you lose confidence, and then you question yourself, and you just get, there's a lot happening up in your head, especially with the sword suit. So I really don't want that to happen for you. And so it's crossing the Two of Cups, and so yeah, there could be some of y'all there could be some breakup energy. And when I say breakup energy, again, I don't want you to think just relationships. It could be you leaving a job and, starting a new one. It could be, but then same thing with a relationship. You leaving a relationship, starting a new one. And sometimes that does bring a heartbreak. Let's say you worked at the same place for the past 3 years. You're starting this new job with the perfect boss in the new company. It's a little heartbreaking leaving the people that you used to work with, the colleagues that were just like family to you. Maybe it's the same thing with a relationship, one that y'all love each other so much. This person that you're with love each other so much, but then you both understand that it's just not meant to be. You're meant to be friends, and that's still heartbreaking because that was like a lot of investment, that was a lot of like love going toward that. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's not so it's just keep that in mind moving forward for this month. But I just don't want it to go all the way up here, because look how amazing your spread is. Look how amazing your spread is. You got the Page of Cups. Okay, so it does look like there is some new partnership, all right, that is on your mind, all right, love and career, and it's helping you follow your bliss. And this is something that's so close to your heart, and it's something that's actually really, really his sleeves are red, and we say that he wears his heart on his sleeve. The Page of Cups is, he is a newbie, but he ushers in this new change, following his bliss. He's very intuitive too, and very psychic. He's very Pisces, right? So he's going with his gut instincts, and he really just wants to be emotionally fulfilled. So he's doing the right things, and so this is actually really good. And it's you just tapping into your intuitive side. And look, you got the King of Cups too. And the root of your spread, mastered your emotions, okay? Mastered your emotions. This is you see, you got the Page of Cups, you got the Two of Cups, and then you got the King of Cups. And that's so interesting with the Three of Swords, like crossing you. But again, I don't want it to be something that goes up here, all right? And again, it doesn't mean, when I say breakup energy, I really don't want you to think that it's something that it's like a bad thing, because nothing here is saying this is bad, all right? It's not going to be like a really bad breakup with a boss or a lover or whatever. It's going to be just like one of those, like, it's something new's coming through, okay? And it's going to be hard to leave those others behind, because it's heartbreaking always, when you do get a new job, when you do, even like, I've made the analogy before. It's like, if you've lived in the same place for 5 years alone, and then you met someone, y'all fell in love, and now you're moving in with that person. You're leaving your apartment behind, your house behind, you're leaving behind your favorite neighbors. And that, it's heartbreaking, right? Because that was your life for so long. And then there's this, new path that you're moving on to. So it's not like a bad thing. And again, the rest of your spread, look, you got the Six of Wands in your future. You got the card of success. You got the card of victory, public achievement, recognition. Again, remember I said that full moon in Virgo in your 10th house of career and fame. Like, oh my goodness, you're fine. You're fine. So there could be something that does happen where something ends and something begins. But I want you to know that it is not something that is like bad. It's just, we all go through those little heart achy moments, even in good times, right? Even in good times. And it's because it's hard to say goodbye to yesterday. It's a Boys to Men song. I don't know. Anyway. But and it might be a different singer said that too. But anyway, you get what I'm going with this, right? All right, Sagittarius. So let's get to your staff. Sagittarius, if you like this reading, it'd be so great if you subscribe, leave comments. I love comments. If I love emojis if you're not a commenter, and if you are a subscriber. You know I love you. Thanks so much for being here. You really make my day. You're amazing. I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you. So I'm very grateful. Thank you again. Now, off to your stuff, Sagittarius. Let's get started. Look at this. Come on, look at this. So you did get the Eight of Pentacles. This is really amazing because a lot of it is you just seeing this situation right here. It's that investment. You put a lot of investment, energy, blood, sweat, tears into this relationship, into making these things happen, into your goals, into your passions. I really love that you're, so laser focused. You really want this to work out. You really have your eyes on the prize. This is the hard. He's so hardworking. He's also very talented, and he's also laser focused. And eventually, he's working toward his legacy. And I really love that. Now look at what you got in the your external influences area in your environment. You got the Queen of Pentacles. I love this for you. The Queen of Pentacles, oh my goodness, come on, the richest queen. The richest queen, okay? Now, the Queen of Pentacles is someone who is very protective of her people in her kingdom, and she takes care of them. It's that maternal, paternal side, right? It's the queen, but it's just feminine energy. So whether, you are a mom or a dad or whatnot, and you don't even have to be a parent. It's just like looking out for your friends, your squad, looking out for your family, looking out for, the people within your orbit, right? But what's really interesting is that it's someone's coming in for you, okay? Someone's coming in to take care of you. Someone's coming in to help you, whether it's like you are starting this new job or maybe you are just moving somewhere. Someone's coming in to help you. Someone who has those resources to make things smoother for you, all right? As you move forward in, life's journey. And this is really great. It's going to be someone who, has the resources. Again, it's like someone writing that big check, like, oh, you want to start this business? I'll be an investor. I'll write you this big check. Oh, you want to start a bakery? Here you go. I'm going to, give you all of this. It's so great to have the Queen of Pentacles in that area because it's really just someone that's looking out for you, who loves you, who's taking care of you. All right. And it's honestly very, very, very Capricorn energy. And it could even be a Capricorn. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is very Capricorn, by the way. Like, and you can even see her, in her throne. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the little goat right there. Okay, the sea goat is the animal for the Capricorn, but very think about Capricorn, just very grounded, hardworking, and very it's so great to have the Queen of Pentacles in your corner. Now you do have the Death card. Okay, so this came up in a part of your spread where it's just saying you're looking for this transformation anyway. You're looking for a transformation, moving forward in a new direction, moving forward in this new life cycle. Okay, and it's very auspicious. I want you to remember that. Some people see the Death card and like, oh my goodness, that's so crazy. What? No. It's actually, look, you see, the white rose, the white horse, that's all purity. You see the sun coming out on the horizon, the sun, optimism, growth, abundance, a promising future. This is such a great card. Death is nothing but a point in time, okay? It's a transformational process. Now, your final outcome, you did get the Five of Swords, all right? So there is going to be some sort of conflict, all right? And again, I'm getting it. It's more like in your head, so I don't want you to get that. I don't want that to go up here and then it's just like, right? Because March is a big month and there's going to be a lot of things happening in March. But you can see that he's holding onto the swords. Everyone else has dropped their swords. It's the end of the battle. He's got this, smug face and it's we don't want to be that person, right? So at the end of the day, with this coming up in your final outcome, sure, there could be some sort of argument. There could be some sort of not seeing eye to eye. There could be some sort of battle with someone, whether it's a neighbor, family member, your partner, someone at work, your colleagues. At the end of the day, like I said earlier, everyone else has dropped their swords. Choose your battles wisely. Is this worth it to you? Is this worth it to you? Because this card is really about dignity. It's about self-respect. It's about knowing your limits and knowing, how to wield that sword. Swords are powerful. We don't have to tell kids that. Swords are powerful. They're sharp, right? And, the swords are the mental suit, right? So there's a lot of power in knowledge. It's all about the way you wield the sword, how you hold the sword, how you handle the sword, how you handle that power of knowledge, all right? And so this is, again, it's really just, if something does come up, is this worth you getting in, a fight over? Or, again, though, it's really more of it's going to be internal for a lot of Sagittarians, like a tug of war energy. All right. So again, I don't want you to have that. Just remember, it's always good being like, if you are going into battle, even if it's like internal, always remember, it's always best. What matters most is how you go in the battle and how you come out of it, right? Becoming, a better person, becoming a better version of yourself. And so that said, it's a lot of it is going to be about this. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, you're getting you did get the Seven of Pentacles, okay? And so what I want you to know is that a lot of this may have to do with the place you're in now in work and career, but also relationships. You can see that he's raked in all his pentacles. He's looking back at it, and he's looking at everything that he's worked hard for, okay? And he's taking a little break. And so there's a sense of some Sagittarians who are like, I've invested so much in this relationship, I've invested so much in this job, I've invested so much in this passion, like, when am I getting my break? When are we getting married? When am I getting a promotion? But then there's a lot of you that are rethinking your next step. Okay, so take that time to really tune into your intuition and really understand, like, am I on the right path? If you're on the right path, that's great, but what can you do to elevate it at this point? What can you do that takes it to the next level, right? Ascension. So it's really a lot about everything that you've really worked hard for, okay? But one thing that I always say is, like, I don't want you to look at the past. I want you to look at the future. He's looking back. I want you to look forward, okay? I don't want your past to dictate your future either, but you got the Magician. Your final outcome. The last clarifier, and the Magician has, the first card in the major arcana that kicks off the journey, right? The number one. And so it's really just, he has the power to manifest whatever he wants. You see all the tools of tarot at his disposal, right? You see the wands, the swords, the cups, the pentacles. So where do you want to direct that energy? Because this is saying you will have that power to bring something new, this new path, this new journey, all right? It looks like, y'all are seeking it. I mean, looking at the rest of your spread, yes, you are seeking it. One thing that I want you to know about the Magician is this: the card is all about taking action. This is all about taking action. All right, so put action into your passions. Right, put action into your passions. As above, so below. You do see his hand to the sky, right? You see his hand to the ground. Now, one thing I want you to do, I want you to focus on this hand to the ground. Okay, that's the most important, because you already know what your dreams are, right? You already know what your hopes and what your wishes are. Now, bring them into your reality. All right, bring them into your reality. Sagittarius, this is going to be a big month for you. A lot of success, a lot of victory, a lot of love. A lot of love, and a lot of new love coming in for a lot of Sagittarians. But there's also a sense of, like, something new coming through, especially with the fact that when I say something new, like, again, it can be that, you've been dating someone for 2 years and now you're going to get married. It could be that you've been at a job for 2 years, now you're getting promoted. It could be that you've been at a job for 3 years, but now you have all the knowledge to start your own business. But there's something new. There's something new coming through, and it's going to be successful. But again, don't look to the past, look to the future. All right, look to the future. And if you do look at the past, look at the past in a way where it empowers you, where you say, look how far I've come. All right, and look how much further I can go. Now, Sagittarius, as I promised, I break it down week by week. Let's see what's going week after week. The first week, like I already said, Venus conjuncting Jupiter. That is amazing. March 1st. Now, Mercury's going into Pisces, and with Saturn is going into Pisces. We have that full moon in Virgo the same day that Saturn goes into Pisces. So that's a really big deal. That's a really big deal. All right. Again, that's in your 10th house of career, fame, public, achievements and honors and recognition. But then also with Saturn going into Pisces in your 4th house, a lot of it could be at home as well. A lot of y'all, especially if you work from home, that's a huge thing. All right. That's going to be because there's so much activity in both of those houses. So let's see what's going on for you for the first week. Yep, you got the 5 of Wands. So this is that week where there's so much happening. Honestly, so much happening that week. We have Venus conjuncting Jupiter, Mercury entering Pisces, the sun sextiling Uranus, full moon in Virgo, Saturn entering Pisces. I could go on and on and on. So there's going to be something that happens that feels very competitive. Okay. Now there's a lot, of it's just a big feeling of competition. All right. Now, if it is, it's in a way where, and that could be, like applying for a new job, right? You're not the only one applying for that job. When you send in a resume, other people send in that resume. Same thing, like if you're dating, like you're not the only person swiping right on someone, right? It's there's that kind of, competition, but that may be happening the first week. Just if you don't get the job or the date or whatever, it's just not meant to be. Okay, it's not meant to be. The second thing is there could be some sort of sibling rivalry. The first week is another message coming up. I want you to know that it's just not even worth your time. Okay, just be the better person. Be like, no, not gonna even fall into this trap. All right, because you see that there, it is a card of, we say conflict card or like challenge card, but you can see it's just kids. It's just kids swinging their wands in the air. So it's just more like annoying energy. Nobody's seeing eye to eye, a lot of egos at play, but also it's just child's play. All right. Not worth your time at all. Now, the second week of March, the big thing is Venus going into Taurus. All right. That's the biggest thing. There's, oh my gosh, I'm counting. There's about 10 major aspects that week. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Mercury's going into Capricorn. We'll talk more about these like in the weekly reading that I do for you. But just know that Venus going into Taurus is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And we love that. So the second week, boom, you got the Knight of Wands, who is very Sagittarius. So you essentially got your own card here. This is someone who is very active, going for whatever he wants. Nothing's going to stop him. Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing. And this could also be a week that you do travel. All right. It could be a week that you do some traveling, which you love. Sagittarians love traveling. This is a card of travel as well, but it really is just going after your passions, but in a way where it's just like whoosh. Right? Because the knights represent fire, and so do wands. So this is double fire. I mean, look at his helmet, right? And so this is just you going after the things that you want, and especially with like Venus and Taurus. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That's amazing. Now, the third week. Oh gosh, we're officially in Aries season. Spring, yay! We're spring is sprung. March 20th, spring equinox, and then we have that new moon in Aries right after Sagittarius. Again, that's your 5th house. So all that activity in your 5th house of love and pleasure and, creativity, even self-expression, and again, procreation. If you're, thinking about having kids, it's also the week that Pluto is going into Aquarius. Again, we're going to talk about that a lot more in the weekly because that's a big change. That's a big shift that's happening. And it's not, listen, every sign is going to feel it, in a different area of their life, but it really is the beginning of a new era. We're starting a bit, a new era. All right, it's all about these cycles. It's like I guess the best analogy is remember December do you remember, is it December 21st 2012, when everyone said the world was going to end, according to the Mayans, where in actuality it was just the end of a cycle in the Mayan calendar, the beginning of a new cycle. That's what this is. March is like the beginning of a new cycle with these big transits. Also, Mars is entering Cancer. Yeah, that's another big week. That's a big week. That's a big week. And you've got the Hermit. Okay. This is really good. This is just having that, introspection, just going within, finding that deep wisdom and knowledge, right? It's at this point you've accomplished a lot, right? Just like the Hermit. And it's now, again, especially with the rest of your reading, it's like, what do I want next? What do I do in this situation? Especially if you feel at a crossroads, but because there is so much newness coming in. There's so much newness coming in. Now, the last week of so with the Hermit, just go within. Like I said earlier, it's like tap into your intuitive side this month. Tap into your intuitive side, but also just do some gut checks too. All right, that's what's really gonna help. And also that deep sacred knowledge that's inside you. That's inside you. You don't have to go seeking it. You have it inside you. Now, the last week, oh my goodness, Venus conjuncting Uranus. They're both in Taurus. Love, 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 love. Love that. There's so many great things. Mercury conjuncting Jupiter. The last week, it really is a great day for love and communicating and long-term goals. And there you go. You got the Chariot. Boom. All right. You're great. This is actually leaving any obstacles behind. This is finding that self-will and determination to just plow forward, all right? Not even move forward, but plow forward, charge forward, all right? You're in the Chariot seat. And this is, 2023 is a year of 7. I don't know if you're into numerology. Numerology is all about, or not numerology, but 7 is all about introspection, which you've already gotten with the Hermit here, all about going inside. But now you're actually getting the 7 card, which is, it's ruled by Cancer, but moving forward from any obstacles that could hold you back. So Sagittarius, you're fine. You have in your future the victory, success, the honors. I mean, like you've got the Magician in your final outcome. You got the Queen of Pentacles. And of course, we can't forget you got the 2 of Cups in the heart of your spread with the Page of Cups and the King of Cups. A lot of love. A lot of love, especially with Jupiter and Aries in your 5th house of love, so it makes sense. Sagittarius, I love you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, if you're new to my channel, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, emojis, whatever. Whatever. I love I love hearing from y'all. I love random emojis. And if you are a subscriber, I love you. Thanks so much. I will see you next week. Bye-bye.